Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello everyone. So in this video students, we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic important days for August month. Session will be quite interesting and important, so stay tuned with us till the end. In this video, we will be discussing important current affairs that will be very beneficial for your competitive exams. Let's start. First is UN International Day of Friendship or World Friendship Day is annually observed across the globe on 30th of July to honor the friendships, right? And this year it was the 13th anniversary of International Friendship Day. For the first time, International Friendship Day was observed in the year 2011. And in India, the Friendship Day is celebrated on the first Sunday of August month, right? Next, when was World Ranger Day annually observed across the globe to commemorate the rangers killed or injured in the line of duty? It is 31st of July, right? And the theme for this year is 30 by 30. This is the theme here. The first edition or the first ever World Ranger Day was observed in the year 2007 on 31st of July, and this was in this why? Because on 31st of July 2007 it was the 15th anniversary of the founding of IRF, right? Next, when was the World Lung Cancer Day annually observed across the globe? So on 1st of August we observe World Lung Cancer Day, and it is to basically create awareness about the lung cancer, that is one of the deadliest cancer globally, right? Then pearl or white ribbon, this is the symbol for World Lung Cancer Day. Then there is a theme also for this: stronger together, united for lung cancer awareness. Next, the Muslim Women's Right Day is annually observed across India on which day to commemorate the enactment of Muslim Women Act of 2019, which prohibits the practice of triple talaq in India. So this is observed on 1st of August, right? And this is basically to prohibit the practice of triple talaq in India. And the first ever Muslim Women's Right Day was observed on 1st of August in 2020. Next, World FinTech Day is annually observed across the globe on dash to raise awareness about the growing importance of fintech sector in modernizing the financial services. So on 1st of August we observe World FinTech Day, right? And this day, also remember, fintech is basically finance and technology when they come together. Similarly, edtech is when education and technology comes together. Biotech is when biotechnology or biology and technology comes together. Next, Earth Overshoot Day marks the date when humanity's demand for ecological resources and services in a given year exceeds what Earth can regenerate in that year. So Earth Overshoot Day was observed when? So Earth Overshoot Day is generally observed when? So Earth Overshoot Day is observed on 1st of August. Right? And as just we saw that this day is observed when the humanity's demand for the resources and services extend or exceeds the capacity of Earth to regenerate those resources. right? And for the first time, this day was observed in 1971. Next, when was World Breastfeeding Week annually celebrated across the globe? It is the first week of August that we observe or we celebrate World Breastfeeding Week, and this day from 1st to 7th of August. Then there is a theme that you should remember, theme being closing the gap, breastfeeding support for all. And for the first time it was observed in 1992. Next, when was the World Wide Web Day annually observed across the globe? It is annually observed on 1st of August. And WWW, it is basically the impact of this World Wide Web. What is this? This is internet, right? So the impact of this on the globally or on the world that we saw, and with this we are able to store a huge amount of data on our online, and we can share data, and everything that you are seeing in today's world is because of World Wide Web, or known as internet also, right? There are three components of this, that is URL, HTTP and HTML, right? URL is your uniform resource locator, HTTP is your hypertext transfer protocol, and HTML is basically a hypertext markup language that is used to make web pages. Next, when was the Indian Organ Donation Day annually celebrated to commemorate the first successful heart transplant in India? So it is observed on 3rd of August, and this is basically to commemorate the first successful transplant or heart transplant in India, right? And this year in 2024 it was the 14th edition of IODD, that is Indian Organ Donation Day, correct? If we talk about World Organ Donation Day, this is your Indian Organ Donation Day. If we are talking about World Organ Donation Day, it is observed on 13th of August. Next, when was National Bone and Joint Day annually observed across India? It is 4th of August we observed National Bone and Joint Day, correct? And the first ever National Bone and Joint Day was observed on 4th of August. Next, when was the Hiroshima Day annually observed across the globe to commemorate atomic bombings of Hiroshima in Japan by USA in 1945? So the first bomb or atomic bomb that was launched was on Hiroshima, right? And it was back in 1945, and it was on 6th of August. So 6th of August is observed as Hiroshima Day, and this year it was the 79th anniversary of this atomic bombing on Hiroshima, right? And if you remember, it was 1939 to 1945 that we observed World War II, and just after these bombing, the world war stopped, right? What was the name of that atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima? It was Little Boy. It was Little Boy. Next, when was National Handloom Day annually observed across India? It was 7th of August we observed National Handloom Day. Also, this day is celebrated to commemorate the Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement. Can you tell me when was Swadeshi movement launched? It was on 7th of August. Hence, 7th of August is observed as National Handloom Day. And in which year? 1905. Right? And it was in 2015 that the government of India designated 7th of August every year. It will be observed as National Handloom Day. Next, when was National Javelin Day annually observed across India to commemorate Neeraj Chopra's gold medal in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games? So it is 7th of August we observe National Javelin Day, and this is basically to celebrate the Neeraj Chopra's victory by winning gold medal in the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. And this year in 2024 it was the 3rd edition of the National Javelin Day. Next, when was Quit India Movement Day annually observed across India to commemorate the launch of Quit India Movement in 1942? So it is 8th of August that we observe Quit India Movement Day, also known as Agast Kranti Day. And when was Quit India Movement launched? It was in 1942. This was basically against India, or this was India's struggle for independence from the British colonial rule. This year in 2024, we observe the 82nd anniversary of the Quit India Movement. Next, when was United Nations International Day of the World's Indigenous People annually observed across the globe? It is 9th of August we observe this day, and it is to promote and protect the rights, cultures, identities of the world's indigenous population. Next, when was Nagasaki Day? Earlier we saw Hiroshima, right? And 2 days after only from Hiroshima, After 2 days only, on Nagasaki, again a atomic bomb was dropped by USA. Nagasaki is also in Japan, and this time the bomb was named as Fat Man. Right? So this was the name, oh sorry, not 2 days, 3 days after. Earlier it was Little Boy that was dropped on Hiroshima, and 3 days after it was Fat Man that was dropped on Nagasaki. So it was 9th of August. Next, when was World Biofuel Day annually observed across the globe? It is 10th of August we observe World Biofuel Day. Biofuels are basically this day is observed to basically create awareness about the importance of non-fossil fuels, that are your green fuels that are alternative to the fossil fuels. Biofuels are basically fuels that are using your agriculture waste, right? That is used to generate fuel, correct? Such as your liquid, or for example your gases are generated, right? That included your various plant waste, algae material, animal waste that is used to generate this biofuel. Next, when was the World Lion Day annually observed across the globe? So World Lion Day is observed on 10th of August across the globe. Lion is also known as, or scientific name of lion is Panthera leo, right? And this day is observed basically to create awareness about the conservation and promote the efforts to protect lions. Lions are also the big cats. For the first time, this day was observed in 2013. Next, UN World Steel Pen Day is annually observed across the globe on dash to raise awareness of the cultural and historical significance of the steel pen, the national musical instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. It is 11th of August. Next, when was UN International Youth Day annually observed across the globe? So it is 12th of August we observe International Youth Day, right? And the first time this day was observed in the year 2000. Next, when was World Elephant Day annually observed across the globe to raise awareness about the preservation and protection of elephants? It is 12th of August we observe this day to create awareness about the protection of elephants. Also remember Hathi app. This is an app that has been developed by Assam state, right? And in Assam too, that is an organization, Aryank. This is a biodiversity organization in Assam that has launched this mobile application by the name Hathi app. That is basically an application that will be protecting elephants. Next, World Organ Donation Day is annually observed across the globe on dash day to create awareness about the importance of organ donation and to eliminate misconceptions about organ donation. So this is the 13th of August we observe this day, and there is a theme for this day, theme being be the reason for someone's smile today. And the world's first successful living donor kidney transplant was performed in 1954. Right? So this is your World Organ Donation Day. And if we talk about Indian Organ Donation Day, we just saw it was 3rd of August. So both the questions has been covered here. Next, when was International Left-Handers Day annually observed across the globe to address the inconveniences faced by the left-handers in the predominantly right-handed world? So this day is observed on 13th of August, and this time it is the 33rd International Left-Handers Day that was observed. For the first time it was 1976 that it was observed. Next, when was Partition Horror Remembrance Day annually observed across India to remember the struggles and sacrifices faced by Indians during the partition of India in 1947. So Partition Horror Remembrance Day observed on 14th of August, and this time it was the 4th edition of this Partition Horror Remembrance Day. It was Prime Minister Narendra Modi that declared this day in the year 2021. Next, when was World Humanitarian Day annually observed across the globe to pay tribute to humanitarian workers worldwide? It is 19th of August, right? And it is to pay tribute to the humanitarian workers worldwide who have been killed or injured while helping the most vulnerables, right? This year it was the 21st anniversary of this tragic attack on the UN headquarters that was in Baghdad, and for the same reason all the peoples who lost their life, the humanitarian workers who lost their life in Baghdad, is to remember them this day is observed. Next, when was World Photography Day annually observed across the globe to celebrate the art, craft and science of photography? It is 19th of August we observe this day, and it is to celebrate the art, craft and science of photography. There is a theme that you all should remember, theme being an entire day. An entire day. And this week is observed from 12th to 16th of August. Next, when was the Sadbhavna Divas, that is your Harmony Day, annually observed across India to commemorate the birth anniversary of the former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. So it is 20th of August we observe this day, and it is to commemorate the birth anniversary of former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Sadbhavna Divas, this marks the 80th birth anniversary of Rajiv Gandhi. He was born in 1944. And the first ever Sadbhavna Divas was observed in 1992. Sadbhavna is basically meaning goodwill. Next, when was World Mosquito Day, annually observed across the globe? It is 20th of August we observe World Mosquito Day, right? And remember, malaria is a disease that is caused by Anopheles mosquito, right? Female Anopheles mosquito, right? So this World Mosquito Day is observed because the British doctor Sir Ronald Ross, he made a discovery that malaria is caused by female Anopheles mosquito, and this discovery was made in 1897, and to honor him this day was observed. Even Sir Ronald Ross, he was honored with Nobel Prize for Medicine or Physiology in 1902. Next, when was World Sanskrit Day, observed across the globe to promote Sanskrit, one of the India's most ancient languages? It is 19th of August this day is observed, and the first ever World Sanskrit Day was observed in 1969. Correct? World Sanskrit Day was observed on 31st of August 2023, and World Sanskrit Day 2025 will be observed on 9th of August. Why so? Because this World Sanskrit Day, it is observed on the full moon day according to Hindu calendar, right? This is also known as Sanskrit Divas or Sanskrit Day or International Sanskrit Day or World Sanskrit Day. Next, International Day of Remembrance and Tribute to the Victims of Terrorism is annually observed across the globe on 21st of August, and it is to honor the victims and support the survivors of terrorism. This year it was the 7th commemoration of the International Day of Remembrance and Tribute to the Victims of Terrorism. Right, the first edition of this day was observed in the year 2018. Next, when was World Senior Citizens Day, annually observed across the globe? So it is 21st of August we observe World Senior Citizens Day, and senior citizens are those individuals who are 60 years or older. Next, when was UN International Day commemorating the victims of acts of violence based on religion or belief, annually observed across the globe? It is 22nd of August, right? And this year it was the 6th edition of this day that was observed. Next, when was the first ever National Space Day observed across India to commemorate the Chandrayaan-3 landing on the moon? It is 23rd of August we observed the first ever National Space Day, and it is observed across India to commemorate Chandrayaan-3's landing on the moon. Also remember, the ISRO Chandrayaan-3 team was awarded with Vigyan Team Award for their contribution to space science and technology. Next, when was UN International Day for Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition, annually observed across the globe? It is 23rd of August, and it is to mark the tragedy of the transatlantic slave trade during the era of the colonial governance. This day is observed by UNESCO. UNESCO's headquarters is in Paris, France, and the first day was first observed in Haiti in 1998. Next, when was the World Water Week annually observed across the globe? It is from 25th to 29th of August we observe World Water Week, and this World Water Week basically is generally of this year in 2024 was on this day, but generally it is observed on the last week of August month, right? Next is UN International Day of the Victims of Enforced Disappearances is annually observed across the globe on Dash Day to pay respect to those who have undergone enforced disappearances. So it is 30th of August we observe this day, and this day also aims to pay tribute to all those who have gone enforced disappearances, right? And the first ever day was observed in the year 2011. Next, when was National Small Industries Day annually observed across the globe? It is 30th of August, and this day is observed to basically promote the small industries. Even if you see that our India is heavily betting on helping the MSMEs, the SMEs, so that they can grow at an international level. Also, the UN MSMEs Day is annually observed on 27th of June. That is your UN MSME Day. Next, when was the International Day Against Nuclear Test annually observed across the globe? So, International Day Against Nuclear Test observed on 29th of August, and it is to raise awareness about the devastating effects of the nuclear weapons. Next, National Sports Day. It is celebrated when? It is celebrated on 29th of August, and it is to basically create importance or create awareness about the importance of sports and physical activities, and also to honor Major Dhyan Chand's legacy in Indian hockey. So this day is observed on 29th of August. So that's all for the day, students. Now let's move to some revision part that will be very beneficial in your competitive exams. Next, who has recently been elected as the president of UN ECOSOC? So Robert Keith Ray has been appointed as the new president of UN ECOSOC body. He will be in this position for 1 year, that is from 2024 till 2025. And he succeeded whom? He succeeded Paula Narvaez of Chile. Next, who has been recently reappointed as the managing director and CEO of Unity Small Finance Bank? So Inderjeet Kamotra, right? Inderjeet Kamotra has been appointed as managing director and chief executive officer of Unity Small Finance Bank for next 2 years, and he has been serving as MD and CEO of Unity Small Finance Bank still since 2022. So he has been reappointed here. Next, who has been recently elected as the 67th president of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India for the 2024 to 2025 period? So Bibhuti Bhushan Nayak, right? A certified management accountant has been elected as the 67th president of ICMAI for the period 24-25, and he will succeed Ashwin Dalwadi, right? Next, who is set to become the next president of Asian Cricket Council in January 2025? So Mohsin Naqvi is set to become the next president of the Asian Cricket Council in January 2025. This will be a 2-year term that will commence from January 2025. And who is the current ACC president? Jay Shah. Next is, who has recently assumed the additional charge as the Director General of Border Security Force? So Daljit Singh Chaudhary, he has assumed the additional charge as the Director General of Border Security Force, right? And he succeeded whom? He succeeded Nitin Agarwal. Next, who has recently taken the charge as the Director General of the Assam Rifles, India's oldest paramilitary force, often known as the Sentinels of the North East? So Vikas Lakhera, right? He has taken charge as the Director General of Assam Rifles, India's oldest paramilitary force, often known as the Sentinels of the North East. And Vikas Lakhera, he will succeed Lieutenant General Pradeep Chandra Nair. Next, who has been recently appointed as the ambassador of the South Africa's premier T20 Cricket League? Dinesh Karthik. He has been appointed as the ambassador for the South Africa's premier T20 Cricket League, and he became the first Indian player to be associated with the South African tournament. Next, who was recently named as the chief advisors of the Bangladesh interim government by the President Mohammad Shabuddin? So Mohammad Yunus, he has been named as the chief advisor of the Bangladesh interim government by the President Mohammad Shabuddin. Next, who has been recently appointed as the chairman of the SBI, and he will be succeeding whom? Dinesh Kumar Khara. So right option is CS Sethi, right? He will be the new chairman of SBI and will succeed Dinesh Kumar Khara. Who has been recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Tunisia, succeeding Ahmed Hachni? So Kamel Madouri has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Tunisia, and he will succeed Ahmed Hachni. Next, who is set to succeed Piyush Gupta as the Chief Executive Officer and Director of the DSB Group in March 2025? So, Tan Su Shan has been appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of and Director of DBS Group. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Multi Commodity Exchange of India Limited? So, Praveena Rai, right, has been appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Multi Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Chairman and Managing Director of NHPC Limited? So, Raj Kumar Chaudhary has been appointed as the Chairman and Managing Director of NHPC Limited. Next, who has been recently elected as the youngest Prime Minister of Thailand? So, Paetongtran Shinawatra has been elected as the youngest Prime Minister of Thailand, right? And she will succeed Phumtham Wechayachai, right? She will succeed him. Next, who has been recently appointed as the MD and CEO of Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank Limited? So, Sali Sukumaran Nair has been appointed as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Permanent Representative of India to United Nations in New York, USA? So, Parvathenai Harish, right? P. Harish has been appointed as the Permanent Representative of India to United Nations in New York, USA, and he will be succeeding Ruchira Kamboj. Ruchira Kamboj, she was the first woman to become the Indian ambassador to UN. Next, who has recently taken charge as the Director General of ESIC, that is Employee State Insurance Corporation? So, Ashok Kumar Singh, right? He has taken charge as the Director General of ESIC. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the recent appointments approved by ACC? If we look at the options here, all three of the options are rightly mentioned. Next, who has been appointed as the Secretary General of the Indian Ocean Rim Association Secretariat for 3-year term starting from January 2025? So, Sanjeev Ranjan, right, appointed as the Secretary General of the Indian Ocean Rim Association Secretariat for the next 3 years starting from January 2025. Next, who has been recently appointed as the President Designate of NASSCOM succeeding Debjani Ghosh, whose terms end in November 2024. So, Rajesh Nambiar has been appointed as the President Designate of NASSCOM, right? He will be succeeding Debjani Ghosh, whose term will end in November 2024. Next, who has been recently appointed as the interim chairman of the Airport Authority of India as an additional charge? So, M. Suresh has been appointed as the interim chairman of Airports Authority of India as an additional charge. He will be succeeding Sanjeev Kumar.